Have you ever judged someone before getting to know them, and after getting to know them on a personal level, you wished you never judged them in the first place? Welcome back, dear listeners, to another episode of Fight of Thoughts. I'm Tosin, your host, and today I'll be talking about how you can be curious and not judgmental. I saw a video online about an old woman who told a young man that to win a darts game, all he had to do was hit 2 triple 20s and a bullseye. The older man he was to play against laughed at him, clearly skeptical of the young man's abilities. But the young guy responded with a story that went something like this. You know, Rupert, people have underestimated me my entire life. And for years, I never understood why. It really bothered me. Then one day, I was driving my little boy to school and I saw this quote by Walt Whitman painted on the wall. It said, "Be curious, not judgmental." I liked that. As he spoke, he threw his first dart hitting the triple 20. The crowd around him shouted in surprise and excitement. He continued the story. So I get back in my car and I'm driving to work, and all of a sudden it hits me. All those fellas that used to belittle me, they never asked questions. They thought they had everything figured out, so they judged everything and everyone. I realized that their underestimating me had nothing to do with who I was. Because if they were curious, they would have asked questions like, "Have you played a lot of darts, Ted?" To which I would have answered, "Yes, sir, every Sunday afternoon at a sports bar with my father from age 10 till I was 16 when he passed away." He then threw the second dart, hitting another triple 20, and the crowd erupted again. He continued speaking. If they had been curious, they would have known my story. And with that, he threw his final dart, hitting the bullseye. The bar exploded in cheers, and the older man's face was a mix of surprise, shame, and shock. This story beautifully illustrates the profound difference between judgment and curiosity. When we judge, we close ourselves off from understanding others. We rely on assumptions and preconceived notions, which often lead to misunderstandings and missed opportunities for connection. Judgment is easy. It's a quick, often negative reaction that requires little thought or effort. Curiosity, on the other hand, takes time and intention. It requires us to ask questions and genuinely listen to the answers. It opens the door to deeper understanding and empathy. 2 things stood out to me. The first is curiosity reveals depth. Had Rupert been curious, he would have discovered 30 years of practice. This depth had richness to our understanding of people beyond their surface actions. Secondly, questions lead to insight. Simple questions like, "Have you played a lot of that?" can uncover valuable insights about a person's background and experiences. These insights foster mutual respect and understanding. So, how can we cultivate curiosity? Number 1, ask thoughtful questions. Instead of jumping to conclusions, ask questions that invite others to share their stories. Questions like, "What led you to feel this way?" or "Can you tell me more about that?" A great starting point. Number 2, listen without interrupting. Truly listen to what the other person is saying without planning your response. Active listening shows that you value their perspective. Number 3, challenge your assumptions. When you notice yourself making a judgment, pause and consider other possibilities. What might you be missing? Number 4, practice empathy. Try to understand the emotions and experiences behind someone's actions. What challenges might they be facing? And as I wrap up today's episode, I encourage you to embrace curiosity in your interactions. Seek to understand rather than judge. You'd be amazed at how these simple shifts can transform your relationships and deepen your connection with those around you. Thank you for tuning in to Tides of Thoughts with Tosin. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the tides of thought.